this same triangle is used to refer to the quantities in the cosine formula. The cosine formula states a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared, take away 2 times b times c times the cosine of the angle A. Note the formula is set up to find a squared, that's the length of the side marked A, squared, and we have the angle cos A in the formula. An interesting fact to note is that if A is 90 degrees, and you can try this on your calculator, the cosine of 90 degrees is actually equal to 0, and therefore the cosine of A would be 0. If this is the case, all of this would disappear. If you look at what we have left, it's a squared equals b squared plus c squared, which you might recognize as Pythagoras' theorem. We know that Pythagoras' theorem works only in right-angled triangles, and if the angle A was 90, then this would be a right-angled triangle. So Pythagoras' theorem is a special case of the cosine rule. So the formula is currently set up to find the length of the side marked A. So we're finding this side. In order to do so, looking at the formula, we need B and C and the angle A. Let's collect the information in a table so that we can compare what we see with the cosine rule compared to what we see when we use the sine rule. Remember, here we're trying to find the side A. What do we know? We know B. We don't know angle B. We know C. We know angle A, and we're trying to find A. Note that we don't know any pair of values. We don't know both A and A, we don't know both B and B, and we don't know both C and C. To use the sine rule, you have to know one pair. So not knowing any pairing leads us to the fact that we need to use the cosine rule. When the cosine rule is set up this way, and often you only have it this way on formula sheets, this is set up for finding a side. But there is another use for the cosine rule. If you know all three sides, you can use it to work out an angle. You can rearrange the formula to give cos A is b squared plus c squared minus a squared, all divided by 2 times b times c. It's a good idea to just remember this. If you use it plenty of times in practice, you'll find it's quite easy to remember. So here, this is the best form when we're finding an angle. Let's look at that. We'd need to know B, C, and A, and we'd be finding A. Marking on our collection grid, we would know A, and B, and C, and we'd be trying to find A. Note once again how we don't know any pair. This points us to using the cosine rule. If we know any pair, we would use the sine rule.